Concord. Oh boy. So, I don't know what Sony is thinking with this one. I just don't know what they're thinking with this one. Let's throw some facts at you. Okay. Apparently this game was good enough in Sony's eyes to buy the studio outright before the game even came out, before they found out the reception of the game, and before we even found out how beta numbers were going to do. Well, since the beta has come out twice now, there was a closed beta that they opened up, and then they had an open beta after that, which was just another beta, as far as I'm concerned. The numbers were not very good. And even before that, they bought the studio and put their full weight around this game, even before we got to see the first look at the game. So, things are not looking too great for this, especially with the fact that it's being miscast in terms of what type of game it is. And it's also in the shadow of Marvel Rivals, which is... that thing's a juggernaut, no pun intended. That thing is a juggernaut, and it's free to play. While this is a paid game. They slashed the price, it's $40 USD, but still, how can you compete at that front? It reminds me a lot of when Overwatch and Battleborn came out at the same time, and Battleborn was typecast as to which game it was going to be, and it didn't do very well compared to Overwatch, which had a lot of style, knew exactly what it wanted to be. And this game, people think it's a hero shooter, but it's not really a hero shooter. I think it's more like akin to Destiny 2 PvP, really, with some hero shooter elements to it. You do have your individual heroes, so I guess it is a hero shooter, but it's more like Destiny 2 PvP if I had to take an analog to compare it to. So this game, right out the gate, it has a very, very uphill battle if it wants to do good. This game has to come out, and these cutscenes that they're touting, we have these weekly cutscenes, they have to be very good for people to stick around for this game. And when I am taking a look at the trophies right now, I'm not really finding a reason to stick around. It just looks bland. When I take a look at this list, it looks a little generic, which I'm not going to be mean and say the game itself looks generic. I'm not that mean. I like Guardians of the Galaxy, okay? So I kind of like the look of these characters and stuff like that, but I understand a lot of people don't. They might think it's like Party City Guardians of the Galaxy, and these characters don't really have a lot of style to them, not in the way the Overwatch characters have style. There's something missing with this. Maybe these cutscenes flesh out these guys' story and we just grow to love these people. I want to give this a fair shake one day, getting the game in my hands and playing it for myself. I played the beta and it was okay. It didn't have anything special about it, and that's how I also feel about these trophies, which there are 52 of these trophies, but if you get into this list right now, there's a trophy for eliminating 50 enemies as each character, and there's 16 characters in the game, so that's 16 trophies right there, already done. Then there's a trophy where you have to get each character to level 10, so another 16 trophies, 32 trophies already off the books. Get 16 different crews to level 10 for the seasoned crew trophy. Okay, 33 trophies off the books. Then you have a bunch of kind of like standard stuff here. Just looking through this, now you have your reputation, and it looks like the longest trophy that is going to take to grind out. reach free gunner reputation level 100. Okay. And then you have subsequent trophies for level 50, level 10 as well. You have other stuff here that looks pretty generic. It's not even like specific to like a particular character. You can do these trophies with any character. Eliminate 3 enemies with your abilities. Oh, that sounds so hard. Special skills. Eliminate 5 enemies in a single match. I mean, come on, 5 enemies? Like, give us something to work for. Eliminate 2 enemies in a row without dying. Just 2. Just 2 enemies in a row without dying. Eliminate 5 enemies in a row. Okay, there you go. A little bit more tricky. But yeah, then you have a trophy here. Power of Persistence. Play 100 games. Okay, and then there's also one here. Big win. Win 100 games. Gotcha. This list just looks generic, like as hell. It's crowded up with these trophies that are like get to level 10 and get 50 eliminations as this character. Maybe some characters it's a lot more difficult to get eliminations. Maybe they're more healer focused or more support focused, so could be. And then you have stuff like complete 10 daily jobs and 10 weekly jobs, so that'll get you to stick around for a little bit while you get all of these other trophies that are like play 100 games, win 100 games. But where's the soul in all this? Where is it? Like, show me where the soul in all this is. Like, these characters are already not jumping out at people, and this is supposed to be a hero shooter. People are getting the Party City vibes for some of these classes. Like one of the characters I played, where he's kind of like the soldier guy. He felt like Soldier 76, like straight up. He had a thing where he could run fast. He had like a noob tube kind of thing. He felt like Soldier 76. And you have other characters that could be interesting, but they just look like things we've seen before, like Star Child. This guy looks like Drax. Like he's pretty much Drax. Like, you can't really tell me that he's not. Cause and then there was another character that looked like an alien version of Star-Lord. There was your Gamora type, who's a human instead of an alien. Like, where is the soul in all this? Like, these cutscenes better be worth it and make you care about these people, because this game lacks soul. And Sony was like, oh yeah, whoa, like, we need to buy these guys right now because they got something here. What did they see that we haven't seen yet for this game? I really want to know why. And I think Sony is going to struggle and is struggling with these live service games because they seem to not understand what makes these things successful. They really don't seem to understand. They've already canceled a bunch of them. Like, The Last of Us Factions is gone. That one's canceled. There's probably a bunch of unannounced games that were canceled. Then, under this live service initiative that was made by, that was like co-signed by a president that's not even in, he's not even here anymore. Jim Ryan is gone. So his initiative for these live service, he's not even heading them anymore. He's gone. So Sony doesn't understand like what to do with these live service games. And it's funny that the one that they undermined the most, which was Helldivers 2, became this big thing for them, and they didn't have any marketing around that game. It basically did all the work by itself, and they should have bought that studio instead of this one. They could potentially lose that studio, Arrowhead, and they've worked with them a lot longer than they've worked with different studio, Firewalk. studios, and they bought this one even before the game even came out. Arrowhead had Helldivers come out already, so they had a good indication of how that game would do, but it's a huge surprise to see Helldivers 2 do even better. But the groundwork was there, the partnership was there. They haven't bought them as of recording this video. They bought Firewalk though, this studio that hasn't put a game out yet, and they bought them before we even got our chance to see what's up with this, like what's going on. I don't want to be mean to this game. I actually like the aesthetic of the game, like because I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I think it's cool, but they really needed to. I think the biggest problem with this game is that it's just a PvP game that's competent, just good, and it has the high production of a Sony project. But I think Sony thinks that high production is what's going to make their live service games stand out. High production costs money to do. And if your game suffers because you put all the money towards the production of the game and not the core design of the game, then that's a problem. When you look at all these Sinister Six games, Fortnite, League of Legends, Counter-Strike, what else? Rainbow Six Siege. I don't really think about high production graphics when it comes to those games. It's almost like it doesn't really matter. These live service games are still here because their gameplay and their design, their game design, is what's keeping these things going. People come back to these games like years later. Like League of Legends might have looked good once upon a time, but it's incrementally increased its graphic fidelity little by little, but the gameplay is still phenomenal. And this is what you need for a successful live service game. You can't be a game that has high production and then your game, your core design, your game design is not up to snuff. Because when you look at Concord, this is just Destiny PvP mixed with Heroes, and there is nothing really new brought to the table that Overwatch, Destiny, or now like the other games that have come out and the ones that are still around, these Sinister Six live service type games, that they haven't done already. This thing's not doing anything new other than, oh, we have great production and we're going to give you these awesome cutscenes of these characters every week. And that's expensive. If this game doesn't do very well, if the player count's not there, why is Sony going to keep spending money to make more of these expensive things? It doesn't work. It's not sustainable. So that's a problem. And I think this trophy run is pretty bland too. If you want to spend time here, prepare to spend at least 100 matches worth, and that assumes if you win every match. It's going to be more. Let's say you win half the time. It's going to be 200 matches that you're going to be in it for. And you also need to get every character to level 10. Every character, all 16 original characters to level 10. I don't know how many matches that's going to be. I didn't really play that much of the beta to find out. And then you're also going to need to get to Free Gunner Reputation level 100. So this is potentially hundreds of hours spent in this trophy run. And you know how I feel about the live service type trophy runs where you're spending hundreds of hours in it. They're not good. The people who want the Platinum trophy don't want to spend that much time to get it. They don't get it. Like, we have examples of good live service multiplayer type games that have good Platinum trophy runs where like you spend 25 to 50 hours in the game. Get the plat, get the fuck out. That's what we want. If we want to spend more time in this game, we're not doing it because we want a platinum trophy. We're doing it because we genuinely want to play the game and stay here. So, big busts all around with this thing. Let me know down in the comments section what you guys think about this game and the trophy run now that we can see the trophies. Oh boy. I don't want to be so dire, but the player numbers just don't look good. And they're not going to support this game with these cutscenes if they're not making money off this game. That's their big goal with this live service game. Marvel Rivals looks like it's going to run roughshod. Like this Marvel Rivals game is going to stampede this one. It's going to destroy this one. I'm probably gonna go download Marvel Rivals the minute I can and get in there. It's got all my boys in there. Who are these boys? Who are these guys? I know who Captain America is. I know who Spider-Man is. And I can kind of see how they fit into a hero shooter Overwatch style and how it's going to be fun to do that. I know those guys. How can this compete with that? It can't. That's the answer. It can't. So it's really bad. It's really dire. And it kind of sucks. New studio, new game. It's kind of dire. But let me know what you guys think. And of course, keep it locked to the Platinum XPerience for more videos. I'm just waiting to see more of the trophies get unveiled for Wukong, and then I'll probably do that this week. But I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions in space, fighting against each other, being a free runner, go incredibly well, and peace out.